What's up YouTube, do you feel lucky here, bringing another Alolan form video, and today we're going to go over the Hoenn region and the top 5 Pokemon from Hoenn that I want to get Alolan forms. We've already done Kanto and Johto, so go check those out if you haven't seen those before, but I think I had some pretty cool Pokemon, but Hoenn, Hoenn's a hard one. I thought Johto was hard. I totally forgot, oh yeah, Hoenn added a shit ton of Pokemon, and wow, was it hard to pick. But I think I got a pretty good list compiled. And like I said in all the previous videos, if you disagree with my list, leave your list down below. What Pokemon you'd want to see in Alolan forms from each region, because there's a lot. And I'm sure there's a bunch that I personally I probably still would have put, but I couldn't or decided, and there was a lot. I have actually a list written down of a bunch of Pokemon that I didn't include on with this, so it's pretty crazy. But without further ado, let's jump on into it. And we're going to start off strong. We're going to go with one that probably almost everybody wants, and it's going to be Flygon. I personally think it'd be awesome, which I'm sure a lot of other people will probably think this exact same thing, is instead of it being Ground Dragon, we have a Bug Dragon Flygon flying type. Wow. Duh. But anyways, yeah, so a Bug Dragon Flygon would be just awesome. It'd be amazing. It's I don't know. I think it just makes so much more sense. I mean, obviously we have a full-on Dragonfly Pokemon with Yanma and Yamega, but kind of having that more of a Dragonfly. I mean, it's a different kind of Dragonfly, but the first Bug Dragon type in Flygon fits that description perfectly. I think it'd be just so much cooler, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I can see a bug type flourishing over a ground type in the Alola region. Like, it makes a lot of sense. It's a lot more tropical, a lot. I mean, obviously there are probably, but yeah, I could see it being more of a bug type. But that'd just be awesome. And obviously anything. I mean, dragon typing's everywhere. Because I mean, obviously Exeggutor got a dragon type, which makes no sense. Oh yeah, it flourished. Dragon type's powerful. Yeah, there we go. Whatever. But that's cool. But yeah, I think a Flygon with a bug dragon type, that is number one on my, I mean, none of these aren't necessarily in particular anywhere, but I'm going to say, like I said, I'm starting off strong. Bug, Dragon, Flygon, perfect. I think it makes so much sense. I think we're going with it. Now, moving on from Flygon, I had another one that I just thought would be hilarious. And I don't know, actually, I have two. The next two are actually completely hilarious in my opinion, but I thought it kind of made sense. So the next one is Slaking. So now, we all know Slaking has, it's a normal type, and he's like, what is this? Does Slaking have slow start? I think he gets slow start, or he's just not. I mean, he's powerful. He's powerful as all hell. But with that noted, what if Slaking wasn't lazy? What if he wasn't a lazy Pokemon? What if he just used that power and he focused it, and he became fighting type? What if Slaking, instead of sleeping all day, Slaking just worked out all day? I mean, just boom, buff Slaking. Come on. That wouldn't be awesome? Instead of him just laying there like, you know, just chilling, oh, yeah, I'm lazy, don't worry about me. No, he's like, no, wake up, go to the gym, get back, drink my protein shake, go to the gym again, and then boom, he's super buff, standing on 2 feet, and he is just powerful. I mean, I guess he basically he's buffer than Conkeldurr. This dude could just like wipe off like any other fighting type. He's like, nah, I'm huge. You can't mess with me. You just can't. So basically, that's my next Pokemon. Fighting type Slaking, just because I want the exact opposite of Slaking. I just want him to be the most active Pokemon ever, and I want him to be like, yeah, I live in a tropical region, I want to look good, I gotta have my beach mod going on. Like, I think it'd be perfect. I think it just makes a lot of sense. I'm just rambling at this point, and I think it's hilarious. But either way, Slaking is with a fighting type, perfect. I think Alolan Slaking, that's what we need. I think everything. That's it. That's all we're gonna need. Screw all the other Alolan Pokemon. Buff ass Alolan Slaking. Anyways, moving on to my next kind of funny and hilarious Alolan form, because I mean they like just throwing random things out there. Like, it's like, hey, you know what? Ninetales, you're gonna be an ice type, ice and fairy. You were fire before, makes no sense, but that's what we're gonna go with it. Yeah, I don't. Who cares? You know, whatever. So you know what? I think Grumpig needs an Alolan form, and I think Spoink's been bouncing on his tail for all those goddamn years that it just wanted to fly. And I think Spoink was just bouncing, trying to reach the sky, and then when it finally evolves, it just sprouts some wings. And Grumpig, well, screw Psychic typing. No, Grumpig is going to be a pure flying type. Yeah, I said it. Grumpig is going to be, what, the second pure flying type besides Tornadus? Yeah, that's going to happen. It's going to be a flying pig. It has no other type, and I don't care. It is a flying pig, and that's what it is. I mean, I guess you could slap on the normal type if you really didn't want to make sense of that, but you know what? I want a flying pig in the Alola region after Grumpig, and I don't care. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Because the pigs are, is it pink, toast pig? I mean, I don't know. Pigs are in Hawaii, but either way, I want a flying pig, and I think just, you know, Spoink has been, you know, in the Alola region, has been achieving its goal. It wanted to get to that top, see above that volcano, it wanted to get to the top of that mountain, so it learned to fly. And evolves into Grumpig, and Grumpig just turns into a pure flying type, or I mean, I guess normal flying, but if you don't want to be, but I think pure flying would be kind of hilarious, even though it might not make much sense. But a flying, I want a flying pig Pokemon. Come on, it's a saying that happens all the time. When pigs can fly, well, you know what? This Grumpig's gonna fly, and it's not even gonna question it. So, number my third Pokemon for Alolan, out of home for Alolan form is a Grumpig, and it's gonna be a flying type. I know it makes no sense, but what other Alolan form has made any sense? Yeah, not really any, actually. No, they're pretty confusing, to be honest with you. Well, no, they've added some random ass typings to these Pokemon, so that's what I kind of took that approach, and I was like, you know what? Who cares? I've been a little more conservative until now. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna pick some crazy ass types and just go for it, because it explains. I mean, I have some sort of logic behind it, but yeah, why not? Why not? All right, moving on from Grumpig into my fourth Pokemon on the list. And this one's kind of back to basically being kind of conservative with this and basically basic, but yet at the same time it makes sense. Just like Flygon makes sense to be a bug dragon, Tropius makes sense to be a grass dragon instead of, so you retain the dragon type or you retain the grass type and you get rid of the flying type, and it makes so much sense. And I mean, if you're gonna tell me if Exeggutor flourishes in the Alola region and becomes a dragon type, there's no way in hell you can't tell me if there's goddamn Tropius in Alola that it doesn't flourish and turn into a dragon type. You cannot tell me that those goddamn bananas on its neck don't just flourish and its wing. I mean, you can't tell me it doesn't become a dragon type. It would just, there's no way it would. It makes so much sense, and I'm totally with it. So I am going with Tropius becoming a grass dragon, because obviously if Exeggutor flourishes in the Alola region, obviously Tropius would. It's a grass, and it actually makes a lot of sense to have Tropius in Alola. So I definitely, I don't think we've seen Tropius in there yet. No, we haven't. But either way, I think it makes so much sense for Tropius to have an Alolan form and for it to turn into a dragon type, because it would obviously, it's the almost same concept. It's a grass, it flourished, it got stronger, and it became a grass dragon. Has there? Okay, well, I mean, there has been a grass dragon before, and it was obviously make Sceptile, but it's not like thing. So now Exeggutor is going to be for sure the first confirmed like permanent grass dragon where it doesn't mega evolve, right? If I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to think. Let me know if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be. And I think you should add in Tropius to that, because I think Tropius makes so much more sense to be a dragon type than Exeggutor. But I digress. I think it makes sense. I think that's a perfect one. Now my final one has actually become one of my favorite Pokemon because of actually one of my Let's Plays. And if you haven't checked it out, it's my Pokemon Platinum Randomizer Nuzlocke. I had a Whaleren in that, named her Becky. You know, I don't know why, because I think Becky was the perfect name for Whaleren. But I think Whaleren needs some love, and just like a lot of these Pokemon, a lot of the Alolan Pokemon need some love. They need to be a little bit stronger. They need to gain some power. It's kind of what it seems to be themed. Just like Mega Evolution wasn't that fact, because there were some Pokemon that were just completely OP that got Megas, and it made no sense. But Alolan forms seem to be giving love to Pokemon that need a little bit of love. Like, they need to be strength. So I think Whaleren really does need that. Now, I mean, water ice makes sense for Whaleren, but I don't think it makes sense for a Whaleren in the Alolan region. I mean, granted, there have been ice types, but if Whaleren's going to be there, it's going to be in the water, and it's going to be warmer water. So obviously, I would say it's going to obviously retain its water type, and this actually doesn't really have much of a reasoning, but I think just the strength, or because it's I don't know. I don't think the ice typing for Whaleren makes sense in the Alolan region because the water's so warm and it's like a warmer environment. So I think a Water Steel Whalmer would be cool, just because it's a good typing. And how many Water Steel types are there? It's not many at all. If only one, I think, yeah, Empoleon is a unique type, and it is the only Water Steel Pokemon. So I think Whalmer becoming Water Steel, like Steel Tusks, and I'm trying to think, like, I mean, it makes a lot. You can do it easy. It'd be a pretty easily colorization change, and it would just be awesome. Like, could you imagine that thing? And I definitely think Steel type would make it a lot more competitively viable. It'd be more of a defensive Pokemon rather than an offensive Pokemon, which seems to be the case with a lot of Steel types. But I think it'd be really awesome. I just kind of one that I kind of wanted. I'm like, you know what? I like it. I think it needs some, little love, and I think it'd just be awesome. So I think a Water Steel Whalmer, just why not? Now, on that note, so those were my 5 Pokemon from the Hoenn region that I want to get Alolan forms. But before I go, I'm just gonna do a quick little, what's the statement I'm trying to think? Honorable mentions. That's what I'm trying to think of. Little honorable mentions. The 3. Let's see. Do I have 3 or 4? I have 4. So I think it's 4. So I've got Shiftry was 1, Exploud was another, Cacturn and okay, it was 3. So it was Shiftry, Exploud, and Cacturn were the 3. Shiftry and Cacturn I really wanted to because they have a really terrible typing, actually, and they definitely probably, that's why they're so low in the tiers, is because they have so many weaknesses. And Exploud I kind of went against. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have an Alolan form, but at the same time, like, no, Exploud works for what it is. But Shiftry and Cacturn I think could make sense, and I did look up for Cacturn. There are Hawaiian cactuses, so you could do something with that too, but I didn't really go too deep into those. But those are just some honorable mentions that I had, Pokemon that I was thinking about, and there are plenty more in Hoenn that definitely could use it. But either way, I'm gonna get out of here now. But if you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more of these. We still got 3 regions to go for Alolan forms, and then I got 2 other videos if you want to go check those out too. But either way, I'm getting out of here. Before I do, remember, stay lucky.